Hello everyone. In the previous part of video, we have discussed about AC circuit containing only resistor, only inductor and only capacitor. And also we have drawn a phasor diagram for the three circuits. Now in this video, we'll first discuss about the resistance, reactance and impedance. And then we'll discuss about the AC circuit containing all the inductor, capacitor and resistor in a single circuit. At first, let us discuss about the resistance, reactance and impedance. About resistance, we have already studied in the lower classes. So here let me define resistance as it is a measure of opposition to the flow of current in an electrical circuit. And this electrical circuit should be purely resistive circuit. So it means that the electrical circuit should only contain resistors. And we normally denote resistance by R. Now about the reactance, to some extent I have already discussed in the previous video. So here let me define reactance as it is the opposition offered to the AC current by an inductors or capacitors only. And the opposition offered by the inductors is called the inductive reactance, and opposition offered by the capacitor we call it capacitive reactance. In the previous part, we have already obtained the expression for inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. So inductive reactance is given by omega L and the capacitive reactance is given by 1 by omega C. Now at last, we define impedance as it is the opposition to the flow of AC current by the combination of two or more of the above elements, which are resistors, inductors or capacitors. So if a circuit contains resistors, inductors and capacitors, then the opposition to the flow of AC current, we call it impedance. So this impedance we denote by Z, which equals to under root R square plus capacitive reactance minus inductive reactance whole square. So this is the expression for impedance, and here it is denoted by LCR. So L means inductor, C means capacitor and R means resistor. So all the three types of elements are present in this circuit. Till the previous part we have discussed about the three types of circuit. Now let us discuss about the series LCR circuit. So here L means inductor, C means capacitor and R means resistor. So they will be connected in series. So due to this reason we call series LCR circuit. So here is a diagram of LCR circuit where the resistor, inductor and capacitor they are connected in series, and this is an AC source. So whatever voltage is supplied through AC source, that voltage will be distributed across resistor, inductor and capacitor. The expression for the AC voltage is given by V equals to Bm sin omega t. Now we have to apply here the Kirchhoff loop rule, and according to this rule, the supplied voltage by the AC source will be equal to the voltage across resistor plus the voltage across inductor plus the voltage across capacitor. So that we can write V equals to VR, which is the voltage across resistor, plus BC, which is the voltage across capacitor, and plus BL, which is the voltage across inductor. So voltage across resistor is given by V equals to IR formula. So I into R, and voltage across capacitor will be given by charge by capacitance, and voltage across inductor is given by L into di by dt. So BR is I into R, BC is Q by C, plus BL is L into di by dt. So this equation is known as voltage equation for LCR circuit. For LCR circuit, the voltage equation that we have obtained just before, we can solve it by two methods. First from phasor diagram and the second by analytical method. So first let us solve the voltage equation from phasor diagram. So let us consider the current flowing in the LCR circuit is given by I equals to Im sin omega t plus phi. So this phi represents the phase difference between the current and the voltage. And in order to draw the phasor diagram for LCR circuit, we need to define phasors. So let I, BR, BL, BC and B be the phases representing current voltage across the resistor, inductor, capacitor and the source. So this B is the source voltage, BC voltage across capacitor, voltage across inductor and voltage across resistor. From the previous classes, we have already learned that for a purely resistive circuit, the phase angle between the current and the voltage is 0. So in the phasor diagram, we have represented the phases B and I parallel to each other. So let me write here, VR is parallel to I. So this is for purely resistive circuit. And for a purely inductive circuit, the phase difference between the voltage and the current is pi by 2. And we have already learned that voltage is ahead of current. And let me write here, BL is ahead of current by pi by 2. And for the purely capacitive circuit, current is ahead of voltage and the phase difference between the voltage and the current is pi by 2. So let me write here, BC is behind I by pi by 2. So these three information help us to draw the phasor diagram for LCR circuit. Therefore, I, BR, BL and BC can be drawn with an appropriate phase. Now let us draw the phasor diagram. So this is the origin. All the phases will rotate about the origin in the anti-clockwise direction. So according to the first point, BR is parallel to I. So let us draw the two phases BR and I in the first quadrant, and the angle between BR and I is 0 as they are parallel to each other. Now, by the second point, BL is ahead of I by pi by 2, so 90 degree. So this I is making certain angle here with this line. So if we add this 90 degree, then it will be in the second quadrant. 90 degree plus some angle theta. So at the angle 90 degree with I, we draw the another phasor BL, which is in the second quadrant because it is ahead of current by 90 degree. And by the third point, BC is behind I by pi by 2. So according to the third point, BC lags behind by angle pi by 2. So if we subtract 90 degree from this angle, then it will be somewhere in the fourth quadrant. So maintaining the angle 90 degree between I and BC, we draw the another phasor BC. So this angle is 90 degree. And here the angle that I makes with this horizontal line is given by omega t plus phi. Now in this diagram we have included the phasor B, and previously the phasor BL was in this direction. Now here we have combined and written BC plus BL. Now we need to find the length of these phasors. The length of the phasor BR, this length, is represented by BRM and is given by the expression BRM equals to Im into R, which is maximum current into resistance. Now similarly, the length of phasor BL is given by BLM equals to Im into XL. XL is the inductive reactance, and similarly the length of phasor BC is given by BCM equals to Im into Xc, where Xc is the capacitive reactance. And this length here, which is represented by the broken line, it is given by the length of phasor Vc minus the length of phasor Bl, so which is Vcm minus Vlm. And the length of this phasor V is given by Vm. So let us represent these three equations by 1. Now if we look at carefully in this figure, then it is a right angle triangle. And here it is angle 90 degree, and this is the hypotenuse of the triangle. Then we use the Pythagorean theorem. Hypotenuse square equals to perpendicular square plus base square. So hypotenuse here is Bm. So Bm square equals to Vrm square plus Vcm minus Blm whole square. And in the right hand side, we replace this Brm, Vcm and Blm using equation number 1. And using equation number 1, Bm square equals to Imr whole square plus Imxc minus Imxl whole square. So we take Im square common from these two terms from the right hand side, and taking Im square common, then it will be here R square plus this Xc minus Xl whole square. And then rearranging, there is no square for the term within the bracket, so we have to put the square root symbol, and then cancelling the square from both the sides, we get Im equals to Bm by under root R square plus Xc minus Sl whole square. And now we compare this equation with the current equals to voltage by resistance, and the term in the denominator, it is analogous to the resistance. And due to this reason, we call this as impedance, and it will be represented by Z. And we can write Im equals to Bm by Z, where Z equals to under root R square plus Xc minus Xl whole square. Now in order to find the phase angle phi, so we draw a impedance diagram, which makes us easy to find the phase angle. So here is the impedance diagram. This is the angle phi, and here it is 90 degree. It is an right angle triangle, and this hypotenuse represents the Z, and this base represents R, and the perpendicular represents Xc minus Xl. So from this diagram, tan phi equals to perpendicular base. So perpendicular is Xc minus Xl and base is R, and we can write tan phi equals to Xc minus Xl by R. So which gives the expression for phi equals to tan inverse Xc minus Xl by R, where phi is the phase angle. Now we draw a phasor diagram for LCR circuit under the condition Xc greater than Xl. It means capacitive reactance is greater than inductive reactance. And if we draw the curve of voltage and current for LCR circuit, then we will get this kind of graph. This yellow curve represents the current, and this represents the voltage. And from this figure, it is clear that current is ahead of voltage. So first current is reaching maximum, then only the voltage is reaching maximum. Now in order to draw the phasor diagram, we draw a vertical line at the point omega t1. So this is the point where the vertical line and the current curve intersect, and this is the point where the voltage curve and the vertical line intersect. So in the left hand side, we draw a phasor diagram, and at first we draw a horizontal line from this intersecting point, and we draw a phasor I in the second quadrant, and in order to draw the phasor V, We drop a horizontal line from this point and we draw a phasor V. The angle between the phasor V and this line is omega T1, and the angle between the phasor I and V is phi. So this phi, if we draw in this curve, then it will be the difference between these 2 points, so which is the phase angle phi. Now let us solve the voltage equation for LCR circuit analytically. This is the voltage equation. We arrange this equation and rewrite as L into di by dt plus IR plus Q by C equals to B. So let this be equation number 1. Now let us represent the voltage and current by rotating vector. So vector V equals to Vm e to the power j omega t n cap. So n cap is the unit vector. And similarly, current vector I equals to Im e to the power j omega t n cap. And also we know that current equals to charge by time. So rearranging that equation, charge Q equals to integration of I into dt. Now writing equation 1 in terms of rotating vector, so this I we will replace by rotating vector I, and here also, and this Q replaced by integration I dt. Then the equation modifies as L di by dt plus IR plus 1 by C integration of I dt equals to V. So let this be equation number 2. Also we have written the expression for rotating vector I, which is Im e to the power j omega t. So let this be equation number A. Now in order to replace di by dt of equation number 2, we need to differentiate this equation A both sides with respect to time. Differentiating both sides of equation A, in the left hand side it will be di by dt, and this Im is constant. And in order to differentiate e to the power j omega t, so we need the formula of differentiation, and the formula is differentiation of e to the power nt by dt equals to n e to the power nt. So in comparing e to the power j omega t with e to the power nt, so in place of n, here we have j omega. So after differentiating, it will be j omega e to the power j omega t. So di by dt equals to j omega Im e to the power j omega t. So again, this Im e to the power j omega t we replace back by I, and it can be written as di by dt equals to j omega I. So let this be equation number 3. Now in order to replace integration I dt in equation number 2, we need to integrate equation A both sides with respect to time. Now integrating both sides of equation A, in the left hand side it will be integration I dt, and in the right hand side it will be integration Im e to the power j omega t dt. So now in the right hand side, this Im is constant, so can be taken out of integration, and this can be integrated using the formula integration e to the power nt dt equals to 1 by n e to the power nt. So while comparing the left hand side of the formula with integration e to the power j omega t dt, so in place of n, here we have j omega. Then after using the formula here, the value for integration will be 1 by j omega e to the power j omega t. So using this formula, integration I dt equals to 1 by j omega Im e to the power j omega t. Now again, this Im e to the power j omega t we replace back by I, and then it will be integration I dt equals to 1 by j omega I. So let this be equation number 4. Now we use equation 3 and 4 in equation number 2, and we get this equation L j omega I plus IR plus 1 by C 1 by j omega I equals to V. Now there is a common I in the left hand side. In all the three terms, we take common, and within bracket it will be j omega L plus R plus 1 by j omega C equals to V. Now here we use the formula 1 by j equals to minus j, and using this here and rearranging b by I equals to R plus this j omega L, and 1 by j has been replaced by minus j divided by omega C. Now in the second term and the third term, j is common, and this omega L is the inductive reactance represented by XL, and 1 by omega C is the capacitive reactance represented by XC. And then we get B by I equals to R plus J within bracket XL minus XC. And here in the left hand side, for LCR circuit, this B by I is the impedance. Then Z equals to R plus J within bracket XL minus XC. And in order to find the magnitude of this impedance, we find the modulus of Z. So modulus of Z equals to under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So which can be also written as Z equals to under root R square plus XC minus XL whole square. So this is the expression for impedance of LCR circuit. And from here, we can write phase angle phi equals to tan inverse XC minus XL by R. The same expression for impedance and for phase angle we have already obtained from the phasor diagram also.